We recently made a video about putting E-Track in our rental trailer, and we had a customer contact us about trying to haul 2 motorcycles to Texas, and the E-Track in the floor kind of gets in the way. So we're going to take it up and then attach these 2 brackets for the customer. But while we're at it, we're going to go ahead and add some recessed D-rings. These guys right here, and these are rated for 5,000 pounds, and they'll sit flush in the floor. And then when you need them, you can pull the ring up and hook a strap to it. And on the back side is this plate that'll go under the floor. So what we've done is laid out where we want the rings to go, and I've marked with black X's. And I've already started up here in the front with my drill and a 3.5-inch hole saw, so that whenever we're done, it'll sit flush. And we'll drill holes and put some bolts to hold it down with a plate on the back side. So stay tuned to see more. Now, before I get too wild and crazy making a 3.5-inch hole in the floor, I want to make sure that it's clear of any obstructions. Now I can see from a previous work there's a cross member here, and there's going to be one here as well. But to be safe, I'm just going to drill a small hole at my X and then check it to make sure that it's clear. On the bottom side, to see if we can see our drill bit. Yep, it's right there. So it's okay. It's not going to get in the way of anything. And looking across the other side of the trailer, it's all good. So now that we've got our small holes drilled at each point, we're ready to use our hole saw, 3.5 inches, and I got that dimension based off of the opening on the plate that's going to be on the bottom. Now line it up with our hole. Line it up with our hole, and then we'll just ease into it. And there we go. There's our hole. Now you can see we've got each of our holes made. And then we've got 4 more up here that we did previously. Alright, now we're inside the shop. We're going to take advantage of our pit. We're going to place the D-ring in the hole because the underside kind of sticks down a little bit. Fits perfectly. And then to make sure this is square, I ran a measurement over to the edge of the trailer in 2 different spots to make sure it's square, and then used a drill bit 3/8 of an inch, and then we can put our first carriage bolt in place. And I'll double check the measurement, make sure it's still square, and then we'll go ahead and drill the rest of the holes. Okay, we've got our smaller holes drilled, and then the underside of the trailer has an automotive undercoating, so I'm going to use some spray paint and just spray paint this lip on the inside just to protect the floor from absorbing moisture. Here's the bottom side. You can see where we painted, where we made our hole, and then now we're going to take this plate and put up there, and then put the nuts on the bottom side and tighten everything down. Okay, we got our plate up there. I made one modification. Originally it came with a nut and a lock washer. I feel more comfortable putting a flat washer with a locking nut, particularly because these D-rings are going to be holding, you know, expensive motorcycles and stuff, and we don't want it coming loose eventually one day. Now we're going to tighten up the nuts. Now we've got the nuts tightened up. I'm very pleased with the outcome of that. Alright, we got all our backing plates installed. with our flat washers and locking nuts. Alright, this is what they look like top side. Got them all bolted down. Very, very secure. Really pleased with them. Next thing we're going to do is bolt these stands down to the floor that are used to transport motorcycles. And we're going to align the bracket so that we can drill a hole through the bracket, through the floor, and into a cross member. And we'll do 4 holes like that. That way we make sure the bracket is very secure. Okay, we got our 4 holes drilled. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and they all landed right on the cross members. Just kind of show you how I set it up. I found the center of this bracket by measuring from edge to edge, dividing it in half, and then I measured the distance center to center of the D-rings to find the middle between those, and from the edge of the trailer to this mark is 26 inches. So from the edge of the trailer to that mark, I need to make sure it's on 26 inches. So side to side it matches up. Front to rear, same thing. I lined it up to match the cross members in the floor, and it really doesn't matter because we're going to drill holes anyway, but I like to try to reuse one of the holes to cut down on the drilling, so I'm going to use this as my starting point, and that way we'll hit the cross members on this bracket as well. So this one was easy to drill because it had an existing hole in the bracket, so we're going to go ahead and put that bolt in just to kind of hold it. The next one I'm going to use a center punch, and then I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. That's where a hole was at when I had the E-track in here, so I know there's a cross member underneath there, and I kind of look over there by the wall and there's another screw. So I'm going to use a center punch right about there to start my hole. And there we've drilled our hole. Remember, never use your hands to wipe away any metal shavings. You'll get metal shavings in your finger and they're very difficult to get out. So just kind of blow it out of the way so that the bolt and washer will sit snug. Okay, this is the bottom side, and you can see that our bolts hit the cross members, which is good. However, they are a little bit close to the edge, so it's going to be kind of tough to get a washer in there, but I think we'll be fine without using them. On the other side there was plenty of room, so we put washers on those, but these we're just going to snug down, and between the 4 bolts and all the D-rings that we put inside, I think we'll be in good shape. Alright, we got everything done. You can see the recessed D-rings, and we got the brackets installed for the customer. Each bracket's got 4 bolts that go through the bracket, through the floor, and through the cross members. So this gentleman will be able to easily secure his 2 motorcycles for his trip to Texas. Thanks for watching.